Welcome to Quick Sidebar, where we talk about anything and everything and get distracted often. My name is Bradley, here with
Jake
and Dan.
Join us as we discover our podcast-selves. Today, we are doing a lightning round.
What's a lightning round, Bradley?
Oh, man.
I beat you to it.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dan.
We
Yes.
both.
I
we
asked,
both asked.
but they heard me ask.
I'm
so.
glad people asked.
Yes.
I'm glad we inquired about your statement.
What's a
We expressed general interest. That's good.
I
Yeah.
want to know.
A lightning round is where we have several different topics, and we are only allowed to discuss each topic for 3 minutes.
Okay.
And as soon as those 3 minutes are up, we have to stop and move on to the next topic.
We have
Can we get a
to
little
stop.
sample
We have
of
to
what the tone sounds like? So we
Yeah,
have to
what's the
listen
sound
for
so I know when I have
sure.
to shut up?
Sure. It's...
Oh, that's irritating as hell. Perfect.
Yeah. No, okay, stop. There we go. All right, so our first topic is dogs or cats?
Dogs, absolutely.
Oh.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I have a cat that I adopted, I guess. I don't know. She wandered into my yard as a kitten 8 years ago now. She's 8 years old. Wow.
I thought you were talking about your dog, and then you referred to it as a kitten. I was like, what? No, I got.
Is that
You're
not-
talking
are
about.
dogs
You're
not-
talking about.
are
You're
dogs
talking
not
about cats.
kittens?
I got lost. I got lost. You go ahead.
You're okay. Yeah. So I have a cat. Her name is Keely. She lives back home with my parents. So I have like an appreciation for cats, but I also am allergic to cats.
I feel like you hear a lot more that people are allergic to cats and dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just the cats with the
Point
dander,
dogs.
and
I'm allergic to cats, too.
I mean, but think about it. A dog is happy to see you when you come home. A dog is nice to cuddle with.
Dogs are also smarter. Cats literally don't have the part of the brain that they can respond to names. We can give them any name we want. We can call them
Really? That
Yeah.
makes so much
No,
sense.
cats they don't have that part of their memory. Like dogs don't actually hear their name. They just hear like
They hear a sound.
They hear
and
the sound.
Right,
they hear
yeah.
the syllables. They hear the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they
the
tone. Correlate.
Yeah, so I mean, you could I could call Theo shitface. That's not true. It'd have to sound like Theo.
Yeah.
We're being joined by a special guest today, Theo.
My dog's laying next to us.
He's fantastic, by the way.
But yeah, cats can't do that. Cats don't have that part of their brain.
Well, that makes sense. And cats are also evil.
Well, should have led with that.
Well, cats.
Do they make a perfect villain?
And we're back, folks. Cats they do. The cats torture and play with their prey. They really do. Like not the only animal, but they're one of the only animals that when they're going to kill something, instead of just killing it and eating it and getting down to business, they fuck around with whatever they're killing. Like, have you ever seen a cat catch a mouse? They don't just catch the mouse.
They throw it around.
It's alive. They hit it around. They catch it in their mouth. They drop it. It runs around.
Okay, but here's a question.
Okay.
Here's a question. Let's really think of this. Is getting us into deep thought.
Okay.
Are they playing with it, or are they doing what we perceive based off of our norms societally as playing?
I mean, you don't see if a dog.
I haven't even gotten into my opinions about dogs and cats yet.
Go for it.
Please share.
I don't care. No, go ahead.
Dogs, obviously. I like dogs. Cats do have benefits.
Like what? You got to scoop their shit out of a
Well,
box.
I don't know. They have
That
they-
actually
sometimes-
is better than in my opinion.
Sometimes they have.
But the dog
It's
poops
nice to-
outside.
Go for it, Bradley. Sorry.
Maybe you still have to pick it up.
Yeah, you still
but
gotta
that
pick
way
it
it's
up.
nice
It's
and
bigger.
enclosed.
It's not
and
the
it's
same.
easy
All
to
Shih Tzu.
all in one. Anyway,
little package.
I mean, cats have different kinds of personalities, but I feel like they still have good personalities.
I
that we can
agree.
enjoy,
I mean,
you
I
know?
don't hate cats.
Yeah.
I just prefer dogs.
Oh yeah, I mean, dogs are just more energetic.
Well, and
more-
dogs you can rub and love on. Yeah, they're more
personal.
energetic.
Really, what it comes down to is dogs are more. They feel more like human beings than cats do.
Well, and it's literally in
know?
our DNA to love dogs. Like, we're born loving dogs. They're born loving us. Look it up. Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about it. Yes, he did. Watch the show. And I could see the timer, so I know.
I was gonna
I was
say.
ready. I started speaking. I was like, I gotta talk.
all right.
Now your argument sounds so much more well-rounded because you're able to close it out.
I'm able to
All right.
see
So
the
next
timer.
topic:
Okay.
pie or cake?
Cake.
Cake.
Yeah. Okay, but I do have an argument for pie.
Okay.
I mean, I like apple pie. I know you're not a huge fan of apple pie. Is it just apple pie, or is it fruit pies in general?
Actually, fruit pies in general. That's the thing. Is like I don't feel like I like fruit being in things or on things unless I just like it by itself.
Okay. No. Okay.
Question: fruit salad. Yay or nay?
Well, salad in general is kind of gross.
Well,
and then
hold on.
Fruit salad.
No, I'm saying fruit salad, just a bunch of fruits in a bowl.
That's different.
So you like that?
Yeah, because you can eat it
Okay.
individually.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
well, okay.
Okay, so you won't eat like a spoonful of
but
like a
think
banana
about
or
this.
blueberry.
I could eat a banana.
Have you ever had
and
a
blueberry.
smoothie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Do you like smoothies?
See, I can.
Okay, we get it. Smoothies are just fruit salad ground up. Okay, we get it.
Bradley's weakness. You just had him get a smoothie and he shuts down.
Bradley can't handle smoothie talk.
Okay.
I make my noise again. Wait, okay, but
I could eat fruit salad.
But here's the thing. But
Let's just leave it at that.
But fruit. Okay, cake and pies have different
Leave it
holidays.
to Dan to still be on topic.
Yeah, I got a minute left. Whatever left. I'm ready to
Quit
go.
looking at the timer.
I'm sorry. It's right there.
Be
It's right by the
authentic.
microphone. I'm just gonna. But no. Pies, like you wouldn't eat cake on Christmas or for like Thanksgiving. You know, like let's have turkey
Why
and then have a
not?
freaking cake. Cakes are for birthdays and for weddings. Pies are for like Thanksgiving and Christmas. They do. Think about it. Traditionally, people eat pie.
Yeah, like a pumpkin
I
pie.
will say-
Pumpkin pie, apple
like,
pies for like 4th of July.
Only kind of pie I
4th
like.
of July, definitely.
By the way,
cake.
why do people put cheese on apple pie? What the fuck's that all
What?
about? Yeah, that's
Dude,
the thing.
cheese and apple is a great combo.
Yeah, but on
Oh,
apple
absolutely.
pie? But
You
people
take
like
a-
craft
you take
singles.
a bite of apple with a shred of cheddar, just like a little
Oh, I
bite.
agree. Or
Very good.
Grapes
I
and
guess
cheese?
I've never
Yeah,
done
grapes
it.
and cheese is great.
That's
never
why
done
wine
it.
and cheese are, I think, because
Yeah.
wine is like the acidity. Yeah. No, it's the acid playing off like the base of it. And
I like pumpkin pie. That's the only pie I like.
On it,
Other than like, I mean, unless it's like a chocolate pie or something, like
Yeah.
a chocolate mousse, and then it's like, that's not really pie. That's
Yeah.
just chocolate.
my favorite pie is lemon supreme at Village Inn. Favorite pie in the whole world.
I could probably get behind some lemon pie.
I really like
pie's good.
pecan pie. I really like. I like the caramel.
It's really
feel
sweet.
like-
I don't like
Oh.
pecans all that much, but I appreciate what
I feel like
Maddie
I could
made
like
crack
pecan
pie.
if
You
it
ever
was
heard of
good.
that?
No.
we
Crack pie.
don't condone using crack.
It's a recipe from that TV show on Netflix, Chef's Table. This woman made it, and then like all the other recipes online are just like adaptations of her recipe.
Oh, really?
It is called that because it is so
addictive.
it is so good. It's Maddie, make more crack pie, please, if you want.
No
to.
offense to anyone who uses crack that listens to our podcast.
I don't think any offense was delivered.
Well, but calling it crack pie, crack's not a good thing. Saying crack pie is
All right.
That's like that episode of The Office when Ryan gets mad that like the people in the office are referring to things like crack, and it's like you can't just say it if
All
you've
right.
never had. Sorry. go
yeah,
ahead.
you never had crack.
So-
yeah.
Now we're going to do something a little bit different. We have a side topic based off of this topic where we have only 1 minute to discuss. And the topic is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
Sidebarception.
I want to hear what you guys say.
I would say that cheesecake is a pie, only because cake feels very specifically a certain way, but
Well,
pies, like there's all different kinds of pies, you know, that have different consistencies, different textures and things like that. But like cake is pretty much the same always, all around.
And here's the thing about cheesecake: is it's prepared in a pie crust, in a pie.
That's true. It's got a pie crust.
dish. It's
Yeah.
a pie.
Why don't
got
they
a pie
call it
crust.
cheese pie?
Because that sounds stupid.
Because English is a dumb
Who would
language.
eat cheese pie? But you're gonna eat a cheesecake because you know what cheesecake tastes like. But cheese pie? I don't know why it's not called cheese
Cheesecake
pie.
just sounds more appetizing.
I do think you bake cheesecake though. I think you bake a pie too. So I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know why it's called cheesecake.
I just looked up the definition of cake. An item of soft, sweet food made from a mixture of flour, shortening, eggs, sugar, and other ingredients.
I don't know
what?
how to make
I don't
cheesecake.
think pie.
Pie is just a filling with crust
yeah,
on it.
Cheesecake is literally just like whipped cream cheese.
Yeah, and then they bake it.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, is cheesecake a pie?
Yeah, dude.
Mother of I had a debate when I was in RA training 2 years ago. We had a debate with like 12 RAs that lasted indefinitely. We never found a solution.
Never.
And we just
No
did.
one looked.
Time's up.
Time's up, Jake. Shut
Man,
up.
RAs, the brightest of the bunch. Don't know how
All
to
right.
use Google.
Which do you deal with better, hot weather or cold weather?
Here's the thing. I was fine with hot weather until I was going into my freshman year of college. Freshman year of high school. And I'm convinced it's because I went to California. I think I drank an entire 24-pack of Diet Mountain Dew while I was there over like the 5 days. And I came back. I sweat so much after that. I never dripped sweat. Like when I would work out, I would never sweat. And then I came back from that trip, and
you
all I did was sweat.
Saying Mountain Dew is the cause? So maybe it's Mountain Dew you have a problem with, not the weather.
But Mountain Dew,
do with
like, we're
this.
cool. I still like it.
Unless you want to sponsor
not a
us, Mountain
sponsor.
Dew.
Yeah, unless you want to. No,
Who
but,
owns Mountain Dew? Pepsi? Pepsi, if you want to sponsor us.
but seriously, though?
Well, maybe they might not want to sponsor us later on.
Seriously, like, I guess that really has nothing to do with my comment. My comment is I sweat a lot. So hot weather is hard for me because of that.
Okay,
But I don't like the snow. Like, I like playing in the snow recreationally.
Okay.
Not competitively.
Because I thought you were competitive, like snowboarder. My mistake.
But I don't like. I mean, snow slows everything down, and like
Yeah.
cold weather. Like people are always just less productive in colder weather.
Yeah, I would say that with warm weather, I think my go-to answer would be warm weather because I feel like I'm more naturally comfortable in warm weather. However, I really like colder weather because of like fashion. Like I like jackets. I like long sleeve shirts.
Bradley's the stylish one of
I
the
like
three.
being able to wear
Hence the bow
coats
tie.
and things
Yeah.
like that. And so I don't know. And I like the snow because I like sort of the it mixes things up, makes it look a little different. And I like the cold weather too, but I think probably naturally though I fit more into the warm weather, and I think that's just because I've gotten really used to wearing heavier clothing because I like it.
Bradley wears pants every day.
I wear
I've
pants
never
every
seen him
day.
in shorts. Literally never. Here's the thing.
Never seen the man's calves.
Never seen. I've seen his calves. Just, but that's a. Anyway. We
I
do
wasn't
theater
wearing-
together, okay? I've seen a lot of people. Anyway.
We didn't need to go into that.
Anyway,
It's just a dressing room.
Would have done it for free.
Done it for free.
Done a lot more for a lot
We're
less.
naked.
Here's the thing. Warm weather is more natural, I think, because humans are naturally from warmer climates. If you look where humans like spawned on the earth, Africa, things like that, it's hot as hell. But I appreciate snow and cold when I don't have to do anything. If I can just sit in my house and look outside and be like, oh, it's so serene, but I can keep watching YouTube, that's fine. But if I gotta go out into the shit, then no, fuck snow. You're more free in hot weather. You can leave your house. It's not suffering.
Yeah.
Hot's uncomfortable, but you're like cold almost hurts if it's so cold.
No,
You
it
know what I
totally
mean?
does.
pain.
Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely. And here, for me, I'm always so focused on where I'm going or like what I'm doing. I never take the time to look at the scenery. Like I know some people that love like the changing of seasons or like that's what they love about Colorado. I never notice.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a working nose until the spring. Until
right.
freshman year of
That's
college.
a whole other episode.
My
You don't have a
nose.
working toe either. So.
My toe
All right.
is fine.
Is it fine? Have you looked at it?
And now.
Did you go?
What's up? Okay, whatever. We're going to move on to
Moving
the
on.
next topic. And the next topic is stage or film.
Viewing, right?
We're going to discuss
observing?
this under like observing, yeah. What do you prefer to observe?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my
sorry,
God!
I
Bradley's
know.
texting during the podcast on your computer,
yeah.
nonetheless. That's hard because I feel like
We've already lost 20 seconds.
I feel like stage really is submersive, and obviously it's live performance, so there's like a connection between you and the performer that you don't get with film. And like there's the energy feedback that as actors we all know, like audience feeds us, we feed them back and forth, the energy, and it builds and it's good.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can see crazier stuff and experience a more variety of things in film because they can film on location and they can bring the location to you in a sense.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, there's only so much you can do on a stage before it starts to be like, okay, this is just a stage, you know. And I think you can see things more historically accurate on film because they can, you can take the time and the effects and that kind of thing. So for me, I think, I don't know, film. I don't know.
From what you said, you're leaning towards film.
I definitely lean towards film, but I still obviously love live performance. But I lean towards film.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you're looking for, because like I feel like they both offer different aspects of reality, like bringing it to you.
Yeah.
Because like obviously, I mean, you could go to just like the very like stereotypical argument, which is like film is more nuanced, and you're going to see like the little bits of people's facial expressions that like, that really like, you could argue is like really good acting if you can put in those little tiny like little facial twitches and things that are a part of being really emotional and things like that. But like stage brings it live, which is something that's like you don't.
There's an
hardly
excitement
ever,
to that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really get to see, especially in our current like day and age, because film is so prevalent, and so like when you do go see a stage play, it's like a big deal.
It's refreshing.
I think
Yeah.
I think that stage is competing with and trying to catch up to film, Not in like its technology or ability, but just because of the fact that film is more accessible and film can be more entertaining, and there are so many different ways and routes and genres that you can go about with film, that theater, when it hits that mark, is so much more powerful. When it hits that point of realistic acting, when it hits that point where you feel like you're there, even though you know you're not, you're still in the theater. That's where I think it has a better chance of wowing you, because it's the underdog. You know?
Yeah.
If I look at all the film I've watched compared to all the theater, which I've watched a lot more film than theater,
Right.
Percentage-wise, I've been wowed more and impressed more in the theater on stage, watching people on stage, than in film.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think, which is funny because my first reaction was absolutely film. I think that film, just for a lot of reasons, is better.
Yeah,
it can be better.
You do more with it, but I think there's something special to live performance that you just can't get with film.
Yeah, when it's done
Being in
well,
the same space.
Yeah,
when it's done well,
good theater is better than a good film.
Better than anything.
All right.
Too damn expensive.
Our next topic.
Are you listening to us?
Yeah.
The Tonys.
Yeah, theater. Yes, theaters be cheaper. Freaking jerks. Unsubscribe, you dick.
You just called back yourself.
I did.
Yeah, that was sad.
I call back myself a lot because I'm a funny dude. I think I'm funny. I'm funny to myself. I don't know. I entertain myself.
Oh, that was a gross noise. Sorry, everybody. Go for it.
What's next?
Our next topic is sci-fi or fantasy.
Oh, shit. What's the difference?
Well,
Sci-fi
sci-fi Lord of
is
the Rings, sci-fi Star Wars.
Yeah, like sci-fi is space and spaceships and futuristic and aliens. Fantasy is like
And in their-
dragons
Game
and
of Thrones
dwarves.
fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that falls under fantasy.
Game
So
of
in their
Thrones
own
fantasy.
right, they're both fantasy, so to speak, because they're not realistic in the sense of like this really happened or it's not historical. But fantasy genre is like Tolkien kind of created it.
It's more like historical versus futuristic. Did you say that already?
Yeah.
If you want to break it down to that, you kind of have like medieval versus like.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know. I mean, it's like sci-fi is like fun to watch because it's like possible. Like this is technically possible because it's the future, so we don't know what the future holds. Where fantasy is more rooted in like medieval times and castles and kings and queens, and you're like, well, trolls aren't a thing, and dragons maybe weren't real, which could be another
Internet
episode.
trolls.
Internet trolls are real, but there's not like elves and orcs and all these things.
Have you seen Bright?
You're right.
we don't need to talk about Bright.
The fantastic Will Smith and Joel
movie.
Osteen movie on Netflix. Is that his name, right?
Joel Edgerton.
Edgerton.
I don't know why I commented on Joel.
Why
Joel
do you
Osteen is like the famous...
the Jesus guy with the big house.
What do you call it? What do you call the mega
church?
Yeah.
Joel. That's okay. I don't know why it's.
He's got some great quotes.
Okay, Brad.
I mean, the interesting thing about both of them is that theoretically they're both like endless wells of like, you could do anything with either.
There's no limit.
Although I would say that I feel like sci-fi almost is more endless than fantasy because fantasy has a lot of tropes. Like if you're gonna do fantasy, in order to make it fantasy, you have to have like
trolls and goblins,
dragons,
wizards,
and things
stuff.
like that.
Yeah,
you can make your own creatures that like haven't been heard
but
of
they're
before.
Gonna be based off
of a goblin or a troll or a dragon.
And I feel like fantasy, a lot of it, like just based off of history and like the way that stories have been told, it's all like English.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know what I mean?
The fantasy genre tends to lean more towards like England
because
and
you've
like
got kings and
Americanized.
queens and you've got castles and that just like
It is
that
very
resonates
European.
London.
so sci-fi
English,
is
very
almost
European.
like more like original. Like it could be.
You
like
could do it
anything.
anywhere.
Well,
You
and the
could
thing
do it
about
anywhere.
You could do it with any sort of like background. Like it could be English even. You could like put tie-ins to that, or you could like tie it into like all kinds of like weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the future or sci-fi, like I said, because it's the future, because we don't know what the future holds, it's all possible technically. I mean, look at alien species and like lightsabers and like right now, all those things are like really far-fetched and that.
Right, yeah.
But technically, because of our lack of knowledge of the universe, are all possible. Whereas fantasy, we pretty much know, unless there's a planet full of fantasy creatures somewhere, it's not possible in the sense that sci-fi is.
Right, you couldn't have an alien from an alien ship, even if the technology is still around in medieval times.
Yeah.
You couldn't have an alien visit somewhere in fantasy.
We never said what would we pick. I picked sci-fi as mine.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Okay, sci-fi.
We just definitively made this Sorry, I don't
Take
remember
that,
the
internet. Sci-fi is better than fantasy. Let that start a war out there for you. You nerds.
No better way
feel
to
like
gather an audience and
Attack our
insult them.
I feel like we could have an entire episode talking about sci-fi.
Oh yeah,
Let's do that.
Oh, we could do just. Oh yeah, we'll put a pin in that one.
All right.
Truth be told, we're doing this episode to get ideas for future episodes.
So you'll probably see a lot of these revisited.
Really, we're just praying that you'll give us feedback so we know what to do.
Please just subscribe, please.
Let us know you're there.
We need to know what to do.
We need to know we're not talking to the
We're out of
abyss,
ideas.
the internet abyss of nothing. Please.
Next topic. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Pepsi.
Coke.
Now here's the thing. Here's what I'll say mine real quick because I don't have much to say on this.
Yeah, because Dan hates soda.
I don't drink soda. But here's
Stupid topic.
here's the stupid. But I still have an opinion. I don't drink soda because I think soda's gross. I always have. It's
Dan,
just,
you don't need to get closer to the mic.
I just want people to know I really hate soda. Okay, I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I've never finished a can of soda in my life. I have finished a root beer, oddly enough. I don't know why.
You
but
have?
Yeah.
So then you saying you haven't finished a can of soda.
I don't really see root beer, so it's like its own thing. It's root beer.
What?
I get it is.
Okay,
I know that it is soda, but I'm just saying.
We've been
it's
lied to this
the,
whole time.
The generic sodas, you think of Coke and Pepsi. I've
You
never
lied
finished.
to our 9 viewers.
I don't drink root beer regularly. I have in the past finished
Dude.
a root beer.
That's...
But okay,
All right, anyway.
when
back
I
on
when
the
I
topic.
have
We don't
had
have a lot of
Pepsi
time.
compared to
Talk
when I
about
have
that
had soda,
again.
I prefer Coke.
All right. I prefer Coke. I like between the two. I think Pepsi's way too sweet. Like it, and then I think Coke has like some more real flavor. Although my ultimate favorite soda is Dr. Pepper, which tends to get lumped up with Pepsi, but it's
Pepsi
actually
owns it,
not.
right?
I
Dr.
think
Pepper
it's its own company.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
just figured it fell under one of the umbrellas.
No,
'cause
Dr.
everything is
Pepper
based
So I
on
guess
Dr. Pepper.
that doesn't actually apply to anything in this conversation.
Yeah,
but
so
just
why'd you
out of
bring
the
that up,
blue,
Brad?
I like Dr. Pepper.
What I just want to
But
point out,
Coke.
there are parts of the country where they say Coke to refer to all soda. They
Yeah,
say just give me the
totally.
whatever Coke, and so that just
Yeah.
means that means that has a name behind it. It's Coke,
I
and they put cocaine in their old recipe, which is kind of funny.
They did. I think it's funny that you said that it's too sweet because that was the reason I was going to say I like Pepsi. Because when I drink soda, I like it for the sugar. When I drink soda, I love it when it's sweet. And Pepsi, Pepsi just has like a lighter taste. It's not as like, I don't know. I feel like it's not as thick to me or it's not as dark.
Yeah.
And I had a Coke Zero today. I didn't like it. I just didn't think.
Okay,
it
well
was
that's a whole other
Get
thing.
Coke Zero.
right.
That's-
But it's the same.
You were
it's the
asking for a bad drink.
same-
I mean,
Okay.
Doesn't
That's
Coke
true.
if like you put your like a tooth in like
Now
a
we're not
cup
gonna
of
get
Coke, it'll
sponsored
eat
by
the tooth
Coke
something
or
crazy?
I feel like you
Pepsi.
could do that with any soda.
Have you seen it where they put like milk in Coke in Coke and it like separates and looks all weird?
No.
You ever seen that? No.
You ever seen when they put like vinegar and baking soda together?
Okay, yeah, make a volcano. Okay, whatever, Jake. And they put like little village people and they dye it red so it spills and yeah, okay, whatever.
What?
You make like a volcano. You make like a little village around the base and when it erupts, like the lava. You never done that ever?
No, I
You not watch TV?
Have you heard of that?
Of
like
a
science-
volcano?
yeah,
Oh
science-
yeah, yeah.
you
like
make
a
a little
science-
You
village.
started talking about like people, like
Yeah, you make a little
melting.
village around your
Oh, I never
volcano,
did
and then when it
that.
spills
Yeah,
over, you
yeah.
kill all the people.
I
Just
remember I
me?
spent
Okay.
so much time on like
Just-
the paper
just
mache in my volcano. Like
I
didn't
never did it.
I didn't actually like.
We're not talking about this anymore. We're distracted.
Fuck you. I
just wanna-
gotta tell you, I think I mentioned this already. Succession, HBO, great show, but they say the F word and like they say like fuck off and fuck you all the time, and I found myself saying it way too much. So thanks a lot, Succession.
Yeah, fuck
But
you,
I
F-
really enjoyed it.
HBO, you
Not a sponsor.
horrible broadcasting operation.
All right.
Yeah.
He's got the smuggest look on his
Let
face.
that sink in.
He looks like he
We're-
just invented electricity.
In this episode alone, we are going to lose like our opportunity to ever get a sponsor. We're just going to
We're
trash
literally
every company out
Killing
there.
every chance ever.
A DP is our number one bet right now, though.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
We're looking at you.
Call us Dr. Pepper.
Our next
Don't
topic.
call us Dr. Pepper, though.
Yeah.
Call us, Dr. Pepper.
Call us, Dr. Pepper.
No, you're saying it weird.
I'm saying it weird on purpose. I'm not. How should I say it? What would be the proper phrasing?
Go, next one.
Next topic is what is
Call
it?
me
Talk on
Dr.
it. Oh,
Pepper.
it's Nickelodeon or Disney.
Well, we got to get specific. It was Nickelodeon and Disney when we were children, and which
Right,
channel
like
we
as
watched.
Yes.
like
Because
cartoons
Nickelodeon
we
now
watched
is
as a
not
kid.
as what it used to be.
All videos, all TV sucks nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kid shows now. I mean, they probably were stupid when we were kids too, and we have like a nostalgia for them. But like watching kid shows now, I'm like, oh my god, this is what they watch.
No,
Yeah.
man. TV shows like Ned's Declassified.
Classic,
That show was the shit.
classic show.
There's no way you could. That was the first show I ever streamed on. You've never watched it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh my god!
What? Cancel the net. What? What?
Ned's Declassified?
Ned's
Stop.
Declassified School Survival
You've
Guide
never seen that?
with
No.
Mose and
Cookie
Ned.
Mose?
Oh my!
No.
Oh, I want to vomit.
I want to die. What is this shit? Bradley's out. He's done.
All right,
he's
Dan,
off the
let's
project.
talk.
Hey.
So Ned's actually happened. It was a 3-year show. It was the 3 years I was in middle school, which was great for me because I literally grew with the show during my middle school time, which was middle school sucks. It was awful. But classic Nickelodeon, you're looking at like Legends of the Hidden Temple, Rugrats. You
Oh
know,
my gosh, I love those
Rocket
game
Power.
See, those animated shows I'm a little young for.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys are
I
pretty
was-
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm significantly
I
older
was-
than
But I
these
mean,
guys.
I don't remember watching those.
Jimmy Neutron,
Jimmy Neutron.
Fairly
yes.
Odd Parents.
Oh.
Did you guys
Love-
ever watch?
Jimmy Neutron was
I
awesome.
fucking love Jimmy Neutron.
Now on the Disney side though, did you ever watch like Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, like House
Yes.
of Mouse?
Oh, Brandy and Mr.
I have,
Whiskers.
I don't
I
know.
have the episodes of Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. I'm not gonna say how I acquired them, but I have
Wow.
them.
I don't
If you
know
want
either
them.
of those shows.
I
Really,
kinda
it's a
do want
goofy
them.
show. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers could have been on Nickelodeon. It was that kind of like edgy,
Oh.
like gross humor.
Yeah.
Like the
love
old
that
Buzz
show.
Lightyear show, Buzz Lightyear Star Command. Great fucking.
I never
show.
watched
Was
that.
Tim Allen the voice in that?
No, it was
No.
Patrick Warburton of all people.
No.
Hell yeah, it was. Putty.
That would have been cool.
Putty?
Yeah.
Is that his nickname?
From Seinfeld. He played a character named Putty. So that's how I saw him as a kid, was in Seinfeld, and that's his name in that, so that's how I know him. That was a shout out for my parents, if you're listening.
I guess I'm definitely more of a Nick kid because I can't even remember, like, I remember Disney shows I watched when I was in, like, middle school. And like,
Zach and Cody and
Zach
stuff.
and Cody.
Oh, I
Okay,
fu-
That's
okay,
so Raven.
pause here.
That's
Are we
I love That's So Raven.
Is it safe to say that Nickelodeon had better cartoons overall and
Totally.
Disney had better live
Yeah.
action shows?
I would
I
say
can't
so.
remember any live action.
Oh, you know
Nick
it was a
shows that
Only
I
Ned's
great.
Declassified.
You know it was like one of
Oh,
my
right.
And all
favorite
that,
cartoon
but-
shows
All
on
that was
Disney.
awesome.
Dave the Barbarian.
Dave the Barbarian was good. With
That
with
was
the talking
like
sword.
That's got to be like one of the best cartoons I've ever
Hold on, I
watched.
gotta
Oh yeah, I
look
do
that
like
up.
Dave the Barbarian for sure. Wow, what a
Loved
throwback.
that show.
But overall, I think as a kid, I watched a lot more Nick than I did Disney, which is funny
Yeah.
coming from me. If you know me, I'm a huge Disney fan. I worked for him for a while. So I'm a big Disney guy. But I think I would pick Nick as a kid.
Yeah,
For sure.
SpongeBob is definitely like the cartoon that I think of when I think
Oh,
of
he's
like,
the Mickey Mouse of our
cartoons, yeah.
generation, for sure. He literally is. Like, SpongeBob is as synonymous as Mickey Mouse now in the world. Like, everyone knows. They're not quite as comparable because Mickey Mouse has been around for 90 years, literally 90 years.
Right.
But I think,
But Jimmy Neutron though. Oh.
Jimmy Neutron, good.
I loved Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch the crap ton of that.
But you know what? We didn't even talk about this, but Cartoon Network.
See, I didn't watch Cartoon Network. No.
I
wasn't-
liked Cartoon Network.
I would
wasn't a
like.
thing for me.
I would stay up late, like when I couldn't fall asleep. If I was sick or something, I would stay up late and watch Adult Swim.
Oh,
And I remember just being like so confused at like
Adult Swim is very disturbing now too, by the way.
very.
Yeah. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh, I love that show. Did you ever watch Codename Kid Next Door?
I watched a little bit of
That
that.
show was fun.
But
All right.
I
Anyway,
wasn't a
we
big-
ran out of time. We're breaking.
You ran
rules.
out of time.
with his smoothie or whatever you did to shut his brain down earlier.
I'm gonna listen to that over and over
I
again.
want to hear that again.
Talk about smoothies and Bradley can speak.
Our next topic: Marvel or DC?
In terms of
about the
entertainment,
the general
In a,
sense,
in a
right?
general
Film, television?
sense. Doesn't have to be film and television. It could be comic, just general superheroes. What you think of them, like what your favorite superheroes, that kind of thing. Like just in a more general sense. We can talk about the movies too.
I'm gonna go first.
You
this
go
time.
first. Sorry, Jake. You go first. Sorry, Jacob. You go first.
Don't call me Jacob.
Jacob Anthony Cademi.
Wow, cat's really out of the bag.
Yeah, we know how Italian you really are. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what my name is, but yeah, I guess we do know how Italian I am.
I'm waiting to start the timer. And
You haven't started it yet?
I mean, I
Oh,
did, but then
great.
I stopped it because I was like, we're not really talking about.
That's
it.
the
Okay,
fun of the
I'll-
lightning round,
yeah,
bro. That's
yeah,
the
we
point.
stall and then we
All
rush.
right.
Oh
sorry.
my God, Brad. Throw
Marvel
it
or
off.
DC? It's
Mar-
we got 20 seconds off the
So
clock.
I've definitely enjoyed Marvel, like in my older years, way more than DC. I think current DC, like the DCEU, stinks. They're
Yeah.
just not good movies. Wonder Woman was very good, and
Yeah.
that's what DC has over Marvel is that they have a standalone female origin story superhero movie for
now.
For now, I mean, I know that Captain Marvel's coming up, so it's like they almost can't compare anymore. But the fact that DC did that so early and the casting was so good, like Gal Gadot was literally perfect. Anyway, but I think that the Dark Knight trilogy is better than pretty much any of the Marvel movies in my opinion. I think that there are very few Marvel movies, except for, like, in my opinion, Civil War. No, not Civil War. Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and Black Panther. Those are my 3 that I think could compare to the Dark Knight trilogy. But overall, I think that those are better movies.
Yeah.
And last thing, the DC TV shows are better than Marvel,
I don't watch any
in my
TV
opinion.
superhero
Like
anymore.
Arrow and Flash. Just those are the 2 that I'm most familiar with.
Oh, okay.
You don't like Flash?
Arrow and Flash are awful.
Well,
Are we talking
Daredevil
about-
was at least like decent.
Oh, Netflix. Daredevil's pretty.
And
good.
Jessica Jones season 1 was awesome
And the
because of
Punisher's
David
pretty
Tennant.
sweet, too.
All right,
And
I
Punisher was pretty good.
okay, all right, I hear you. I'm not as well. Okay, I shouldn't have spoken because I realized I haven't seen as much
One
as I
quick
have.
thought that I
Yeah,
have
go
though
for it.
is I think that the Dark Knight trilogy was better because they weren't trying to do as much, and so it
and
was
they were
easier
realistic.
to make good movies because it was like we're just trying to make a
Well,
Batman
and
story.
the-
We're not trying to like make a Batman story that connects to all these other
Well,
people.
and
Right,
the thing is,
that's true.
but the thing
Yeah.
is that the Dark Knight series is if you really look at those movies, a lot of those things were real things they made. Like it's a realistic take on superheroes.
Well, and I
Yeah.
was just about to say that like you could say that the Dark Knight in of itself was just a fantastic movie.
the
yeah.
series is great, and the Dark Knight itself is fantastic. Yeah.
yeah. Which I was just no, never mind.
But for me, I think DC has the edge over Marvel in the sense of they're darker and more brooding
Yeah.
characters, and it's more realistic because I think if superheroes were real, it wouldn't be like a lighthearted. I'm Captain America. I love Captain America, but I'm Captain America today. It'd be more dark and like there'd be more realistic death, and so I think DC has that advantage. But I think as
Yeah.
far as entertainment, which is ultimately what these movies are, they're just to entertain you for 2 hours. Marvel has that in the bag. What are they? 18 movies now, or is it 18? Is it 19 including Infinity War? I think it's 18
I think it's
before
19.
Infinity
Yeah,
War.
I
It's
think you're
19,
right.
and they have more scripts coming. So
As a whole, I think I like Marvel better, but I think that Batman is just like one of the greatest superheroes of all time.
well, that's a whole nother debate.
Well, you know what DC means, right? DC stands for
What does it stand for?
Dark Comics.
Is it really?
No, I just made that up.
I was about to say, don't make those kind of claims without researching that, because that could be completely wrong.
Horrible, whatever the fuck you said.
Dog.
No, what did you
What
say
a
for HBO?
horrible broadcasting operation or something stupid like that.
Is that what you were saying?
HBO? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because he said
gold.
it's HBO's fault for making him cuss more, so I was just trying to get his back, as the kids say.
And our next topic, Xbox or PS4?
Xbox.
Xbox.
Cool. Next topic.
All right.
All right.
Well,
I can't speak at all because I don't know anything about PlayStation.
I played PlayStation 2 and 1, but then I switched
okay.
to Xbox 360.
I think I'm the only one here who has both.
Yep.
Xbox
I have a PlayStation
and
2
PlayStation.
still.
Did I say Xbox or PlayStation 4? I think I did.
I think you did.
Yeah, that was more of like a general, and then it's very specific. I think I don't know. I
Wait.
think I like.
Are we comparing the brands, Xbox versus PlayStation, or are we comparing Xbox One versus PlayStation 4? 'Cause
the
if you're
brands.
comparing-
The brands. That's what I
Well-
meant to ask the question.
It started out for me, real quick. The original Xbox didn't compare to PlayStation 2. Like, PlayStation
Right.
2 was fucking killer when it came out. Like, it was top notch.
See, I
and
never-
everyone had PlayStation.
I never had a PlayStation 2. I had an original Xbox, and that's all I had.
See,
so I
you were
grew
just-
up
yeah,
with
the
Xbox.
Xbox was a joke compared to the PlayStation. Like it was incomparable.
Well, it was a giant freaking brick. I don't know.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 was just better. It was more. I mean, it still froze in that red screen with the blocks. Worst screen you could get when you pop a game and you're like, no, that game's not gonna work as a scratch. But I think now Xbox definitely has. I don't know.
I see.
I can't really say.
My allegiance is to Xbox, but
Yeah.
like everyone I talk to and like just their services, I don't know what their online is like with their servers. I don't know how good those are.
I don't
But,
either,
like,
honestly.
I hear that they're like the originals, like the games that you can only play with PlayStation.
The exclusives, yeah.
Are so much better for
Yeah.
PlayStation.
That's like the one thing that I would say that PlayStation really has going for it is their
Exclusives.
exclusives. They have more of them and they're better. Because like Infamous, great game. Uncharted, great game. There's a new Spider-Man game coming out that's coming out for only PlayStation.
I saw that. Made me mad. What
but-
is it? The Last of Us or
Last of Us
looks
is
good.
also
God of
yeah.
War is only a PlayStation.
God of
2,
War,
right?
yeah.
Solid game.
There's a lot of really solid games that are only for the PlayStation.
Does PlayStation charge you to have access to like online games?
Yeah, it does.
So they didn't used to, right? It used to be.
It
like,
used to be
it used to
free,
be
and
free.
so it used to be
I
like
bet
that
their
was a
servers
big
were
one up.
Shit though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now like Xbox, you got to buy the little
Yeah.
live subscription or whatever.
always
But
had to do that
I will
with
say that I
Yeah.
think that like the Xbox controllers feel better.
Yes,
They're bigger,
absolutely.
they're fatter, so
They
Yeah.
fit
Your
better in
hands
your
better.
hands.
Yeah, 'cause
They're-
the
the
buttons
weight,
feel better,
the
too.
weight of them, the buttons
I
feel
like
better.
the rounded buttons versus the flat.
Yeah.
Well, and the PlayStation controller always is so it's been small. And I know controllers over the ages have gotten bigger and more fleshed out to fill your hand. Because you like grabbing bigger things. It feels more natural.
It feels more secure.
And it fills your hand rather than like you get these weird gaps where you're trying to hold it. I'm doing a great little thing with my hand right now.
I also think that the Xbox OS operating system, I think I much prefer that to the PlayStation operating system. Yeah. Just the way it looks, the layout, the way that it flows. I just think it works a lot better.
What happened to the PSP, by the way? The mobile version of PlayStation?
I think it just wasn't popular.
I had one. I loved it.
Kind of like the Kinect.
By the way, we'll post a picture of Dan holding a PlayStation controller for all of you listening.
It's a fantastic photo.
Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at quick_sidebar.
Is that the Instagram? I think it's just quick sidebar on Instagram.
No, I changed it.
Oh, did you?
God, we are on the same page.
Wow. Thanks for letting me know.
I did.
You're right now. I'm finding out live.
Is that it? Is that all of them?
No, we have one more.
One more.
Oh, my God.
We have one more topic.
Okay.
Our final topic, waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
I'm on the fence.
Pancakes because...
You can spread the butter?
That's exactly it.
True.
That's the only thing I feel.
See, no, I think I am pancakes.
You're pancakes.
You can do more with pancakes. I feel like you am
pancakes.
I am pancakes.
Oh my God, I have an idea for
That's our first shirt, guys. I am pancakes. Right there.
I am pancakes.
We've
all we have to do is keep saying it on a regular basis,
am
and
pancakes.
it's a perfect
We've killed
t-shirt.
ourselves, man. That's the end of our business. That's the end of our brand right there. We suck.
I mean, I like the crunchiness.
This is sweet.
I like the crunchiness of waffles, and I like the way that it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the way that it absorbs the butter. I don't know.
Here's
that
the thing.
sounds weird, but I like it.
Well, here's the thing. Waffles are better.
The way that the butter tastes on a waffle is better than the way butter tastes on a pancake.
You didn't start the timer.
Oh,
Bradley!
It didn't work.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Waffles are better at holding the syrup. But you can't spread the butter, so it's like this it's like a ratio of butter to syrup.
But you have to like ruin the waffle.
Yeah, you have to work. You have to like take meticulous.
Or you have to fill each hole with butter.
Every little thing with a knife. It's like I just want it. By the time you do it, it's cold, and you're like, yeah.
You guys watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Mm-hmm. I used to
Have
a
you
lot.
seen that the episode when Peralta and Charles go on the stakeout and they're starting to get irritated at each other and Jake asks Charles to chew with his mouth closed, and then Charles explains how like he oxygenates the food, and that makes his Tastios taste better or whatever.
Oh my God.
And then Charles is like, "Well, I don't comment on the way you eat pancakes." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, got just the butter in his fork, and he goes, "I eat the butter separately or something." So it's just butter and syrup. It's pretty funny.
Speaking of that, real quick. A pet peeve I completely forgot. One that's serious though, like it makes me want to murder people.
I started thinking about a ton of them over the week, by the way.
We'll have to do a pet peeve part 2 for sure. People who chew with their mouth open literally drives me insane. I will get up and leave a room. I cannot handle that shit. People can't do it.
Oh,
I want to kill them. I want to murder them.
I've only ever known one person who did that. I'm not gonna name him, but I've only ever known one person like that. I like actively every time they eat, they chew with their mouth open.
It literally.
And it's like, how have you gone this long?
I do that with
without learning how to chew with your mouth closed.
That's different. If something's clearly hot and you're just like that's one
different
thing. But if you consistently you're just eating a cold Subway sandwich, you're shut your mouth. I don't want to see the food. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Stop. Anyway, quick sidebar.
We aren't even talking about waffles and pancakes.
Oh, I think waffles are better. The syrup distribution is better ultimately because then you can dip it and it just spreads nice and even.
But frozen waffles, Eggos, better than any frozen pancake.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Eggos
I've never even had a frozen pancake.
Exactly.
I have. They're awful. They're really bad. So I was talking. So before we picked this topic, we were talking about how the batter can be the same. I don't think Eggo batter is the same as like general.
Oh, no way.
It's like a whole different thing.
No way. Eggos are
and
Eggos.
Eggos are way
Okay.
better.
Not a sponsor.
Here's a question.
But please call us.
Toaster
Call us
strudels.
Eggos.
Toaster strudels?
I can't eat toaster strudels. I got violently
I never
ill on
had
them once.
a toaster strudel.
And I projectile
Believe it or
vomited in a
not.
Walgreens parking lot.
God,
because of toaster strudels, so I
Wow,
can never eat those again.
We've had
No way.
3 very different responses.
What was your
wait.
response? You like 'em?
I've had one toaster strudel in my life.
Bradley literally only eats Cinnamon Life.
That's not true.
That's true though.
Pop-Tarts, okay?
Do you hear the defensiveness? That's not.
What do you have
true.
every morning, Bradley?
What do I have every morning?
What is your breakfast of choice?
Cinnamon Life.
Cinnamon Life, thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted to hear.
Toaster strudel.
Doesn't mean I have it every morning.
I used to sneak the icing packs.
Well, like
So-
drugs?
Yeah,
Like little
so
baggies of drugs?
Well, like I wasn't allowed to have the icing pack unless I was having it with the toaster strudel.
You know what I would
and
do?
I would like take it, and then my mom would be like, "Where? How did they like? They have less icing packs than strudel."
So
And
there's
You
like
just
10
convinced
strudels
your
and 10
mom that
icings. And
they-
so what? You would just take like 4 or 5 icings, and you'd have 10
No.
strudels, but no icing.
I wasn't. I was subtle about it.
Well,
I would have, like-
one extra per box. You take.
Yeah.
Why
I'd
didn't they
save
give
my-
you extra icing? By the way, they should have done like 1 or 2 extra icing packs.
That would have been smart.
Those little shits were hard to open, bro. And
No
if you messed up the
kidding.
opening and it was too.
Yeah.
That was back
And
in my
the
toaster
strudels were hard to
days.
cook.
Wow.
Like you'd toast it, and the edges would be fine, and then the middle's still cold.
Ice free. Sometimes it'd be solid still.
Stupid.
And you'd be like, I'm ready to eat this.
This is fun.
Then you go out and buy a $90 toaster for your toaster strudels.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
I know, I never did that.
I was about to say.
I lied. I faked.
I pulled a little sneaky on you.
Oh, fling it. Well, fling a
You
fly.
guys seen that meme where the guy's painting and it says, I pulled a little sneaky on you? What is that guy?
I've never seen that before.
Hey, I pulled
that.
And then
Dan visits the dark side of the internet.
the thing is, like, I've never heard anyone say it, but when I picture that sound in my head, it sounds like, I pulled a little sneaky on you.
Like Cleveland.
Yeah,
I pulled
just
a little
kind of with
sneaky on ya.
a little southern twang there,
A
and
little
maybe
flaky.
a little, just
Little
a little
flaky.
flamboyant there, a little.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
And here we go.
You want to close this out, or you want?
Sure.
I can.
That's it.
Hey, thanks for listening to Quick Sidebar.
Like us on Instagram and
The Twitter.
You like on
tweet
Instagram,
box.
follow on those things, right? Follow.
You like on Instagram.
You like the posts. You
Yeah,
don't like the page.
Like our posts. Follow us on Instagram.
like our posts.
Tell other people about it.
tweeted us.
Tweet us your ideas for future episodes.
Hopefully,
can
by
do
the
that.
time you're listening to this, we're also available on iTunes. But if not,
We are on
look for
SoundCloud.
us on iTunes soon. And yeah,
Thanks, guys.
you are our
Thanks so
rock.
much.
Without you, we are nothing.
Oh, wow, that got dark really fast.
There's nothing dark about that. It's real.
But really though, the mouth chewing. Why do people have to do that? What are they gaining from that?
It's not. I don't think they're.
I think it's just.
Shut
more
your fucking
more
mouth. Can't they
security.
hear it?
More security.
You know what?
Like if
I
you're-
argue against that. Your mouth is
think
open.
it's
Food
just-
could fall right the fuck out of your mouth. How
Right,
is that
no,
more security?
okay. Maybe security wasn't the right word. Maybe it's more comfort. You know, if you take like a larger than small bite of food,
Yeah.
that extra room. Because look at this. I'm making.
You have
big-
a huge mouth.
No one can see that.
Oh wait.
talking about?
Oh, we can see it. Make the face. Make that face, and then we can. Oh, that's an instant. Oh God.
Yeah, so you'll see what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah.
about.
That's Instagram worthy, folks.
I feel like if you're chewing with your mouth open, it's because you were never taught.
Oh,
Chew with
absolutely.
your
It's
mouth
no,
closed.
it's totally.
And I feel like it's
awareness.
natural. I feel like it's a natural thing for you to chew with your mouth open, and I feel like it's something that you have to teach yourself to do to chew with your mouth
Yeah,
closed.
Dan. Tomorrow, ask your
Most-
mom if you ever chewed with your mouth.
I don't, because they know I hate it. Most of the problems in the world come from people's lack of self-awareness.